I still couldn't believe that this was the day I was leaving for our missions trip. I woke up that morning feeling numb and not sure what to expect, but it was reassuring to have our pastor and our friends and family wish us well on our journey ahead. The best thing about Singapore was meeting our friend Trisha's brother, Warren, who just out of the goodness of his heart took us around Singapore and showed us all of these places, including his church, being able to worship there, and of course he took us to this awesome food place to try an assortment of delicious foods. And then we went to the botanical garden and then headed off to Thailand. The next morning, we woke up early to have breakfast outside the hotel, and then we met up with two volunteers, Dan and Jordan, and the rest of ITDP, who drove us to the Salatai village, where we would stay for the next 9 days.
That's how it was when you rescued my heart. You covered the dark with the light of your love. It's so much more than anything I felt before.
My first impression was that everything was so close together. And although I wasn't too surprised, I was told that this village was one of the dirtiest that ITDP has seen. The animals were not penned up and took about 3 miles to reach a water stream where they would be able to fetch water. So clean water was definitely something this village needed, and they had been on the wait list for 2 years, really wanting to have this water tank put in. That evening, we had our first joint meeting with ITDP and the villagers, specifically the water tank committee, to plan for the rest of this week.
Imagine this, I get a phone call from Regis. Says, do you want to be a millionaire? He puts me on the show and I win with 2 lifelines to spare. Now picture this, I act like nothing ever happened. I bury all the money in a coffee can, but I've been given more than Regis ever gave away. I was a dead man who was called to come out of my grave. Now it's time for making some noise. Wake the neighbors, get the word out. Come on, crank up the music, climb a mountain and shout. This is life we've been given, make you be lived out. So la 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 la, live out loud. Live out loud, yeah. Think about this, try to keep the birds from singing. After it's soared up in the sky, give the sun a cloudless day and tell it not to shine. Think about this, if we really have been given the gift of life that never ends. And if we have been filled with living hope, we're gonna overflow. And if God's love is burning in our hearts,
troubles come my way, I look to you and everything's okay. When help seems to disappear.
After waking up early to work on the water tank, we headed to the jungle where we laid piping from the water source to the tank, which was about 3 miles. Tiff and I kept slipping in the mud, but Nopadome was kind enough to make us walking sticks, and so many villagers held on to us when we would slip down the hill. I was so thankful.
Now it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be a lovely day.
It started pouring really hard that day, and everyone had to stay in, not able to work on the water tank. However, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because it was the day that Tiff and I spent a few hours with our house family, just learning a few words in their language, Po Korean, and they learned a few words in English. And it was just very meaningful to be able to communicate through gestures and pictures, even without an interpreter with us.
Know that way, know that when I look to you, then I look to you. And the world's alright with me. It's alright with me. Just wanna look to you. And I know it's gonna be. And I think it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. It's gonna be a lovely, lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. It's gonna be a lovely
Wait. Oh, hold on.
Okay, come.
I just suck it in.
And then blow out.
I don't know if I did it right.
You did it right. You cough it when you throw
I
it.
did it?
Breathe it in. Hold it in.
I don't like that.
Got him.
Oh, bad.
She likes.
Although the sun was out today, I remember feeling like the morale was quite low on our team. 4 of us were still suffering from diarrhea and chills and fever, and it was just really sad not having a lot of us well enough to work and just to be present with the villagers. It was definitely one of our all-time lowest points on this trip.
Of the storm, and remember all the promise of your love. You are near to heavy-hearted, and the broken you repair. Every moment, even sleep.
ทำไมมาเจอตอนนี้ตอน
Tiff and I were so honored to be invited to breakfast by our host family. I have to say the bamboo was crazy spicy and it was hard to eat. But it also made me realize how little these people have to eat, and yet they are so generous in the way that they share their resources and the very little things that they have.
By myself, but the moment I confess that you forgive,
You have laid your hand upon me, let your love surround me. You are Emmanuel. I was hiding in the darkest night, and then you found me. You are Emmanuel.
There was this little girl named Chekwa who loved to stick her tongue out. And I remember this one day, she came running up to me as I was walking to the water tank. And she matter-of-factly just put her hand in my hand, held on tight, started swinging our hands together, and had this huge smile on her face. It totally melted my heart. And I remember feeling like, I love this little girl.
Wind soft blow.
We look for you in the thunderstorm and in the torrents of rain. Oh,
Move out of the way, Joe.
Ooh, boy.
So please give us ears so that we
1,
Please.
2, 3.
in our ears and give us eyes so that we may see the things that you do so subtly.
Even though I was very nervous, it was my honor to share my testimony with these villagers. And even though they were animists, believing in spirit animals, they were so encouraging to hear my story. And even the spirit leader said that he hoped that one day I would be able to be a mother and have my own children. I was very touched.
we will hear you clearly from above.
As we finished the water tank, I was excited to think about the ways this village would change now that they have clean water. They no longer would have to cook with dirty water. They wouldn't have to trek miles and miles away to reach water. And a lot of their sicknesses would be healed because they wouldn't have waterborne illnesses and disease. I pray that the other villages that see this tank and sign would want clean water and that they could be reached as well.
Set a fire down in our soul that we can't contain and we can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you. So set a fire down in our soul that we can't contain and we can't control. I
Today was our last day in the village. I was so sad to leave, and I couldn't stop crying in the morning as I thought about all the children and people I wouldn't be able to see every day. Doing life with these people in the last 10 days taught me so much about myself and life. I remember feeling like I was consumed with being a mother for so long, for so many years, that I forgot that my life has a greater purpose. When I see these villagers and how generous they are and how content they are with so little, I realize my life is pretty good. All the stresses and worries I had before really seem to melt away. And I have to say that my life has been transformed in so many ways. I tried new things. I was definitely out of my comfort zone, the dirtiest that I've ever been. And yet, my life is so much better now that I've been here. I know I'll never forget these people, not a single one of them. After leaving the village, we drove about 3 hours to visit the school of Ma'ajo, where ITDP helped establish this institution and also partnered with the Thai government to get more funding. And it's been so successful with the fish farms and the different types of agriculture that are growing there. The villagers have been able to learn so much more about agriculture and just being able to provide for themselves. Currently, Ma'ajo provides education for grades 1 through 6, although the good news is they've received enough funding so they can add grades 7 and 8 in the next year or so. Kids that live more than 10 kilometers away can stay at these hostels for the boys and girls, and they stay there during the whole school year, although they're able to go home once a month to visit their families. No tongue can bid me Venice depart. Satan tempts me to most giant snowflakes on my head. You blew me cold faster than I've ever been. I should feel lucky being alive, and sure I'm grateful for my good life. Have I been broken, played over and over, worn out on my ambition, nothing to show for myself? Must have We had a wonderful last meeting at ITDP where we talked about the work that was done in the Salatai village. I learned that Mike and Becky Mann founded ITDP in 1991 and have helped over 150 villages become self-sustainable and free from drug cartels and human trafficking through coffee farming. These farmers own 100% of the crops, and revenue from coffee sales go directly towards ITDP's projects, like the water tank project, educational systems, and other forms of microeconomical development.
Has stumbled, everybody's humble. We hit the ground and our lives crumble. I'll be for you. I'm for you. Feeling, I know it's real when the drama's all in your face. You see a mountain, I hear a promise. It's never more than we can take. Well, it ain't over till it's over. We can turn from our mistakes. So let me be the voice to all the noise. Whatever I gotta be, I'll be for you. Whatever you need from me to see you through. 'Cause every one of us has stumbled, everybody's humbled. We hit the ground and our lives crumble. I'll be for you. 'Cause every one of us will fall, have our backs against the wall. And everyone shares a need to be loved. You've always been for me, so I will be for you. 'Cause that's just what it means to love.
Whatever I gotta be, I'll be for you. Whatever you need from me to see you through.
I'm in awe by the way our team has grown closer to each other and to the Lord through this missions project. Being able to put in a water supply for a village and connect with the people as deep as we did was a miracle. And I'm so happy that we were able to share our stories with friends and family, with the villagers, and just know that we've got so many people to help make this huge impact in another part of the world.